Today I have Nitin with me on board. Nitin is the CMO of Global Vision Technology, which is a digital marketing agency based in Wyoming. How are you, Nitin?
I'm doing good, Yahoo. How are you?
I'm awesome. Thank you for coming. I look
The pleasure is all mine.
I'm sure it's gonna be a blast. So today we're gonna talk about Google Analytics and how to analyze your reports and website. Nitin is an expert in everything related to digital marketing, and he's been teaching me a lot about Google Analytics tips and tricks. Nitin, before we go on, can you tell us a bit about your background and what does your company do?
Sure. So basically, at Global Vision Technology, we are sales enablement and digital marketing agency. So we normally help our clients in identifying the winning channels for their e-commerce store, and we make sure they double down on them instead of wasting their time and their finite resources on the channels that don't work.
Mm-hmm.
We achieve this through implementation of technology, analytics, and training. Apart from digital marketing, we specialize in CRM implementation and business workflow automation for our clients. So that's a brief what we do. Over to you.
So you basically give a total solution from analyzing to implementing to CRM, everything.
Yeah, a 360-degree solution for our clients. That's what we specialize in.
Cool, that's amazing. So what are the tools that you guys mostly use for analyzing and optimizing website traffic? Because I mean, all the listeners that came on our podcast today, they want to hear some tips how they can improve their conversion rates, and I'm sure that you can give us a bit of knowledge regarding the tools you're using.
Sure. So basically, for the analyzing part, we rely mostly on, for e-commerce stores specifically, we rely mostly on Google Analytics, and that's a free tool that is available for all your e-commerce store managers.
Sure.
80% of the websites are using Google Analytics, so that's how powerful it is. Apart from Google Analytics, we do use Sales IQ. That is for chat support. More on that later. But yeah, Google Analytics is the one that is a major tool that we use for reporting and for everything for e-commerce stores. Yeah.
Google Analytics is so crucial these days. I mean, it's awesome considering it's a free tool, and some people don't really know how to use it. I asked you beforehand if you can maybe do a quick brief of the setup which people should use when they implement Google Analytics. So maybe we can do a quick overview of this and maybe even show us a bit of the most crucial reports that an e-commerce store owner should be aware of when he's trying to analyze the traffic.
Yeah, that would be great. I would love to show a quick demo of how Google Analytics works for an e-commerce store. And I will be quickly showing how to set it up and what are the important reports that you need to pay attention to, and how to set up an e-commerce store. There's a different setup, a bit of how to set up your funnels and goals over there. I will be going through that. So yeah,
cool. So can you share the screen, please?
Sure, let's go ahead and do this.
Cool.
Okay, I'm sharing my screen.
Awesome, I can hear it well.
Okay, cool. So let's go about setting up your account. So as I mentioned, setting up your account for Google Analytics is free. So go ahead and do that. The major thing that I've seen is basically most people have accounts, but they are not using it that powerfully. I will be showing you how to set up your e-commerce store properly in Google Analytics. So first thing that you need to do is you need to go over this link, google.com/analytics, and register your free account over there. As soon as you do that, it will be asking you your account name, your website, and your website URL, and your business category. Once you do that, once you set up your basic information, you will be taken to some kind of a screen like this. And you need to go into the admin panel. You need to go to the tracking info, the tracking code. So a tracking code is basically something that Google gives you, and you need to install this in your website, preferably in your in your header of your website on every page. So basically this is somewhat, if you are a bit of a technical guy, you will be able to do it right away. But if you have some kind of a developer help, or using Shopify, there are tools available to do that. Your Shopify, even there are tutorials in Shopify and Magento to do this. So you just need to make sure this tracking code is there in your website on every page, and then Google will start tracking your website. And once that is set up, I will just show you how your tracking looks. Okay, so this is a demo account, by the way, just to let you guys know. So this is a demo account where the Google tracking code is installed, and you can see I can see a whole report on the dashboard itself, how many active users are there, what they are doing, and how they are using our website over here. There are various reports over here. What are the traffic channels, source, medium, referrals, and this is by default. I haven't done anything to get these reports right now. So how cool is that?
This is awesome. Great.
Okay, so so once you basically install your tracking code, the first thing that I would like every e-commerce store manager to do is go into the admin panel. You can see on the bottom left corner there is a settings icon and where it says admin. Just click on that. Go into the settings. On the right hand side, you can see e-commerce settings. You need to click over there and you need to turn this on. So let me mention one thing. This is not turned on by default. So you need to turn this on. Yeah. For any e-commerce store manager, if you want to see reports for your e-commerce store, you need to turn this on. Enable e-commerce reporting. Turn both of these on, and then basically you will start seeing your e-commerce reports. Now, before we go ahead and see the e-commerce reporting, I will just give you a brief overview of the other reports and the terminology that are that we normally a marketer or a e-commerce store manager would use for a Google Analytics.
Yeah.
So let's just walk through some of these definitions. First is a session. So a session is a group of interaction by any user or on your website for a given time frame. So a time frame for a session is 30 minutes. So any user who is interacting for a 30 minutes is a session for you. The users is basically the user metrics that where it is a total number of unique visitors that your site is attracting. So a session and a user will be different. These are two different definitions in terms of Google Analytics. Now page views, let's say in a single session, I come to a website and I visit your 2 product pages and I go check out and do shipping. I visit your shipping page as well. So these are 4 page views. So single session has given you a 4 page views. So that's how the page views are counted. So that brings us to our next metric, pages per session. So this is the number of pages, as I said, per session I viewed 4 pages within that 30 minutes. Now if I have been on an extended time, if I visited that for 1 hour, those 4 pages in 1 hour, and in first half an hour I did 3 pages. Then the next half an hour I did 1 page. So that will be 3 pages and 1 page. The average will be 2. That's how this thing is counted. Average session duration, I think it is pretty self-explanatory. It is average sum of all the sessions. Bounce rate. Now this is something that is super critical for marketers as well as e-commerce store owners. The bounce rate. So basically, if some user is basically leaving our website from some page, that is basically called as a bounce, bouncing away of a user. And we need to track bounce rate efficiently, and we need to make sure it is as low as possible. Let's say we are running some Google ads and it comes on our website, but it bounces back without visiting any more pages. That's a bad sign for our website. So we need to make sure bounce rate is not that high.
Yeah. Then I just want to emphasize about this point. The bounce rate is really, really highly crucial. And you've mentioned we want to aim to have it as low as possible, but it won't be lower than 50%, I guess. If your bounce rate is lower than 50% or let's say 10% or 20%, this probably means that your tracking is off. So I
Yeah.
think people should know this. Like for me, the bounce rate I see in my stores is 80, 90, and I'm pretty satisfied with this bounce rate. So guys, if your bounce rate is around the 60, it's almost unbelievable. If it's lower than 50, it's probably something wrong with the tracking. So just know this.
Yeah, that's a great point. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it is desirable to have a low, but it is you can't have it lower like beyond a certain point. That means some tracking is off. That's a
Yeah,
great
because
point.
I remember I saw in the Facebook group someone uploaded a screenshot of his bounce rate, and it was like, and he was so happy and so proud, and he thought that his content is so amazing, and I was like thinking to myself, listen, there's no way your bounce rate is 10%. It's something off as the tracking, and I told him to check, and he checked it, and he obviously saw that the tracking was off.
Oh, yeah, that's one way to get a bounce rate. Okay. Yeah, percentage of new sessions. So basically, new users, new sessions. That's the percentage. Like how many new visitors are coming to a website. Pretty self-explanatory over there.
Mm-hmm.
So these are the definitions that you need to keep in mind for a Google Analytics.
Mm-hmm.
Now let's come to types of reports.
Yeah.
I've just sorted out. There are like plenty of reports in Google Analytics that are available out of the box.
Yeah.
These are some reports that might be interesting. We'll be going through a user flow report and e-commerce reports in bit detail. I will be just walking you through what these different type of reports are. So there's a demographic tab which shows you the age and gender of your audience. Like let's say for an e-commerce store who is selling a t-shirt oriented towards basically young audience, you need to make sure like the age and gender of audience that you are basically attracting is matching with your like desired audience. Like that is crucial. So demographic reports help you do that. Now interest, let's take the example of same t-shirt guys. Now let's say you are selling some trendy t-shirts which has Game of Thrones codes, etc. So interest needs to match that. You can't have someone who's interested in some different field and they are landing onto your website. So you will be able to see what interests users with what interests are landing on your website. Geo tab, now this will show you where the majority of traffic is coming from. Like let's say US, UK, you cater to your international like seller. You will be getting an entire report like which regions are getting you more traffic. Now behavior tab, basically this is how the users are basically like interacting with your website. How are the new users coming? What is the engagement ratio and more. Now technology, this might be not that critical, but I thought I will mention it anyways. Basically, sometimes our website is not mobile optimized, and now I think you guys might be aware like 90% of the web traffic is generated from mobile. So you need to make sure you track this, like which technology they are using, where they are coming from onto your website, and your website is mobile optimized. Make sure your pages are AMP. So accelerated mobile pages always help you gain more traffic from Google. The last, but I think probably the most interesting one from this lot is user flow. This basically shows how a user is interacting with your website, where the bounce rate is, where you can lower it down. So as we speak on the user flow, I would just like to go inside my Google Analytics and start showing you how the user flow and other some of these reports look for an e-commerce store manager. So let's go ahead. Okay, so we are back onto our home page, and let's go to the behavior.
It's in the behavior. It was the second in the behavior. Second one. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, sorry.
All good.
Okay. Okay, so this at this point it looks like a bit of a not a report but some kind of a diagram. We'll walk through it. Like what it is.
Mm-hmm.
So let's start seeing this. So basically this is a landing page /home, and these arrows these are showing us from here where our users are going, and you can see a critical parameter over here, like how many sessions are over here and how many drop-offs are over here. So there are 16k sessions, there are 15k drop-offs. So someone who is landing over here is certainly, like, we have a 50-50 bounce rate over here. Like you can see that. You can see the traffic that we are getting from is like from this Google/Red Plus, YouTube. So these are our like main sources where the traffic is starting from. This is our direct traffic also /home. We might be doing some email marketing, or some users are basically our repeat users who are landing on our website directly. So that's one thing. Now from here, you can see like this is 830 through traffic and 15k are drop-offs. So 94.6 is our drop-off or our bounce rate from this page. So that is cool. Like as long as it's not above 95, I think.
I think it's fine. It's a fine.
Yeah. Now then we have this Google and YouTube. I think that won't matter. I will just scroll down a bit over here. So you can see after this how they are interacting with our website. This is our second interaction. This is our third interaction, where they are going and what they are doing. So this basically user flow, the main thing that you need to keep in mind is the sessions versus the drop-offs. 627 sessions, 455 drop-offs. I think that is cool. And once this, so this is obviously a demo account. Once you have this set up properly, all your pages will be listed here, and you will be able to see an interaction of all the users with your website. I will just switch a view to my own website where you can see this report in a bit more detailed way. Okay, so this is a disclaimer of our own website, and you can see this is something like someone is coming to our starting pages via email marketing or some search marketing. They are landing onto our contact.html about us, and then basically they are again going back. So from this report I can make it out from contact. They are searching for either our services, website development services, and they are then again going back to reading something from the contact or about us. So that's how a user flow is happening on my website. So once you have set this up correctly, you will be able to see how a user is interacting and where you need to optimize for your e-commerce store.
I agree. It's also from my experience. I just want to tell a short example. I used behavior flow, and I saw that many users went to the landing page, then they went to the cart page, and then some of them went to the FAQ, which is the frequently asked question page. And I understood that people are not sure how to order, or they still have questions when they are in the cart page. So what I did, I added a FAQ section to the cart page, and this improved the conversion rate. So basically, learning the behavior flow can give you a lot of insights of where people go, and instead of people going to these pages, you can just add the information or make the information more apparent in the specific pages which are in the sales funnel. You don't want people leaving the sales funnel to a FAQ or privacy policy or terms and conditions pages. You want them to be in the sales funnel and not leave it.
That's an excellent point. You can actually keep a small pop-up like etch over on a FAQ or something like that on your checkout page, and you can surely like decrease your bounce rate by 5 to 10% like by a simple trick like this. So yeah, like this behavior flow will surely help you. Now let's go to conversions. This is where the e-commerce reports pitches in. Now this e-commerce report starts showing up only when you have enabled, remember, the settings in our e-commerce tab. Now here you can see what I can, basically what my revenue is, how much the e-commerce conversion rate is, how many transactions that I have, and what is the average order value that I'm getting. Now that's a quite a big data that we are showing, and this is just for a day. From here you can see it for a week and for a month too. So these data are available for you guys based on the filters that you choose, and you can add some segments that is a bit on the highest, more technical side, but these simple basic reports are available out of the box.
Yeah, I really like adding the segments because I like seeing the differences between the desktop traffic to the tablet traffic and the mobile. So I just add segments of mobile traffic in opposing to desktop traffic, and then I can realize what are the conversions in each device, and sometimes I just pay more and buy more traffic for only desktop or only mobile according to the conversion rates.
Yeah,
so this screen is awesome.
So you can see, like, as Yaman pointed out, I was able to do this pretty quickly. So that's the power of Google Analytics. You can just check out like what mobile traffic I'm getting and what is the desktop traffic that I'm getting from here. Now, coming back to the numbers. Now you might be wondering how these numbers are basically passed on over to Google Analytics, because at the end of the day, it's just a tracking code that has been installed. Right. So there's a bit of another setup that is required for these kind of basically analytic reports to be available. So we'll be going over that right now to make sure like the setup is 100% there and we are able to see these basically numbers, etc. So let me just go to the e-commerce settings back. Now you can see we have some funnel steps set up over here: billing and shipping, payment and review. Now these are our goals. I will be going over how to set up a goal for our for an e-commerce store, and basically how the funnel is set up. So let's go back to my own website, and I will be doing that for you guys right now. We turn this on. So you just add a funnel step over here. Let's say I am starting. You can add multiple funnel steps. You can add goals too. So just excuse me for switching the.
Yeah, it's all good. By the way, people might think it's a bit technical or a bit difficult, but as soon as you start playing with Google Analytics, you see that the UX and UI is so straightforward and so simple. It's just something you need to spend a bit of time learning the system, and once you start playing with it, it's pretty straightforward and pretty intuitive. So guys,
yeah, so I have seen like the learning curve for our clients has been around 1 or 2 days, and they are then comfortable with viewing the reports. The setup takes a bit more time, but once they are comfortable with it, they love it. So now we saw like how to set up a funnel after turning on the e-commerce setup. Now this is how the goals are set up. So as soon as you click on goals, you can see like we are able to select a template where it says placing an order template or acquisition report, inquiry. This is basically something not for an e-commerce guys. Like this is not relevant to the numbers that we were seeing. And this is an engagement template as well. But for this, I will be recommending go to a custom, click on continue. Let's add description. Let's say we are doing a checkout, or basically post checkout where the order has been placed successfully. Now we'll be saying what type of a goal this is. Like it is a duration based, destination based, or pages or screens per session. In this we are, and there's an event too. We are interested in destination because we are saying it is a post checkout to a destination, and click on continue. Now this is the main setup. You need to get this one right for this one, this thing to work. So goal details should be let's say after the order, I redirect them to thank you page. So begins with thank you or equals to thank you. There's a regex also, regular expression also available.
Yeah.
And once you get this right, this will tell Google Analytics that any user who lands on this page, that's a goal achieved and it needs to start tracking.
Yes.
And if you want to do it case sensitive, you can do that. Normally it's not needed once you know it. Yeah. And the monetary value, we don't need to do that because we'll be passing the value from our G tag itself. There's a small JS code involved, so we'll be seeing that. Now you need to turn this funnel on to see the steps from that funnel, and we can start naming our basically funnel steps over here. Let's say the first stage was checkout. Before that, obviously, he would be on a checkout or a shipping page. So, and you can name shipping.html required. So if you turn this on, then this goal will only be achieved if he has came through this funnel.
Yeah.
And you can add another steps checkout and similarly check. So that's how your goals are set up. Once you click on save, your goal is set up. Now, one more additional thing you need to do. We are 60% over there. On your checkout page, you need to add this script tag. Basically, this is a JavaScript tag, and I will be explaining you what I am signifying with this. Basically, just saying push some data to the Google Analytics, which gives him some figures like what this order was all about. So transaction ID. Now, mind you, this will be different for every order, and you need to take some help from your developer to set this up correctly. Transaction ID can be something internal to your basically system. This can be a Shopify order ID or your Magento order ID, Woocommerce order ID, anything. Transaction affiliation, you need not worry about that. Transaction total, this gives the figures to Google Analytics. We were seeing the average order value, etc. This will give the figures to Google Analytics. Transaction tax, shipping amount that we are charging. Now comes another part, the product. So let's say we have sold 2 products in this transaction. You need to send in the SKU, what was the name of the product category and what was the price for that, and you can send in the quantity too. Now, once you send this data in to Google Analytics, you are all set up to view what we were seeing over here. So all that data that we were sending from there is basically now captured over here, and you can start seeing like, okay, this was the transaction total that has been sent. Google Analytics takes care of the addition, etc. over here. You just need to make sure these tags are over there. So now you would be wondering how to get these up, these scripts up. So these are available on Google Analytics help doc easily, and you can refer these up, and you can add it to your Shopify or Magento store quite easily with the help of like some developer, or you can add it if you're a bit technical. I'm pretty sure you will be able to set this up pretty easily.
Yeah, I agree. So there are many plugins and apps out there also for Shopify, and also for if you have a Woocommerce store that you just can install on your store, and it basically takes care of everything. You just need to copy the tracking code, and it takes care of everything. And you can use a developer, or is a pretty comprehensive guidelines in the Google Analytics resources, and you can just go to one of Google Analytics courses in the Google Analytics Academy, and they tell you exactly how to set up everything. It's pretty awesome, and they give you a short overview of how to play with Google Analytics and how different reports that they have. And obviously you can even go to the demo dashboard that Nitin has showed you guys. So Google Analytics is the best resource. Just look it up in the Google search and you'll be able to find a lot of data regarding this technical stuff. So don't be afraid of the technical stuff, because once you know it, you're going to implement it in all your stores and it's going to improve your reporting in 10x. It's going to 10x your reporting. So it's highly important.
Yep, I completely agree with this. So what we just saw is basically a basic e-commerce setup. Now, this just gives you the data of transactions as the sum of the values that has been coming out of our stores, etc. There is a advanced e-commerce setup too. I just wanted to introduce you guys to that also. So basically there are some reports of shopping behavior that are also available under the e-commerce. So how is the how many users are basically viewing the product detail views, how many users are going to the add to cart, how many users are going to the checkout, and from there how many users are actually completing the transaction. So these kind of reports are also available, right? And this is what we call in terms of digital marketing an advanced e-commerce setup. And this is also pretty easy. The documentation is available. The setup is a bit different. In terms of sending the tags, instead of the transaction tag, you will need to send in events, something like this. Like let's say someone is viewing a detail page or basically a home page where a list of products is displayed. You need to send in some tag like this, where I'm just saying, okay, what items he has viewed. So yeah, I just want to introduce you guys to, there's an advanced e-commerce setup too available, and surely go ahead and check this one out. This can surely increase the reporting level to a different level, and you guys will be pretty happy with the numbers coming in.
I use the shopping behavior a lot. I like to break down by countries. So if you go to the user, you can break down by country and then see the conversion of each country. And if you start a worldwide campaign and you see that one country is performing really well, like a lot of the conversion rate is high, so you can open a dedicated campaign to that certain country. So I just found I didn't market to the French people enough, and then I saw that the conversion rate of one product was like almost 10%. So I just opened a dedicated campaign for France, and it really killed it. So this is one thing. And the other thing you can do is what Nitin is showing at the moment is differentiation between new users and returning visitors. Because obviously the conversion rate of returning visitors is going to be much higher than new visitors, because they are already know your store and probably they came back because they want to buy again. So when you try to understand if a product is performing well or not, I think you should exclude the returning visitors. And this is do it.
So one of the things that I would like to mention, one of our clients who was basically into tailored suits, basically coats, etc. He was getting a majority of traffic from Hong Kong, and but he wasn't catering any products to audience specific to Hong Kong, because there's a lot of interest for tailored suits in Hong Kong, but he wasn't aware about it. And once he saw this behavior report, the traffic is falling from this, he was able to introduce some products on his list page which was suited for the audience coming from that geolocation. And once he was able to do that, his basically the entire funnel started looking good, and he was able to convert more visits into basically the orders. So these reports can actually increase your conversion by 3-4x if you get this right.
Yeah, it's so awesome. I love this report specifically. I love it because I use it so often. Really good.
Yeah. So yeah, as I told you, so this is one shopping behavior. Similarly, checkout behavior, product performance, even how your individual products are performing, even those reports are available.
Yeah, so many different options. I mean, people just should install the Google tracking and just start playing with Google Analytics, because there are so many different options. And if you dedicate a few hours every day at the beginning, you'll be able to master Google Analytics and it will boost your performance.
Yep. So apart from there was one way I forgot to mention. I showed you how to get the Google Analytics code and install it on your website. Now, basically, I think you guys will be using any e-commerce store. I think Yahoo, you would agree to this. You would be using Facebook uh, over there, right? Facebook
Yeah.
tracking. Then there's Google AdSense. It sort of gets cluttered after some time, and there are way too many script tags that you are adding to your website. So there's another thing that is available for that, basically a Google Tag Manager, and you can basically install a Google Analytics this thing code via Google Tag Manager also. So I just wanted to show our audience like how that sort of works.
Yeah,
So this is a
don't know the difference between the Google Tag Manager and the Google Universal Tag, and it's kind of confusing. So it's great that you're doing it at the moment, so people will be able to differentiate.
So Google Analytics, basically the tag that you got over there was basically specific to Google Analytics itself. Here, basically, you can manage all your tags. Now, as soon as I log into this, by the way, this is also free. So no charges over there. Now, once you register over there and you click on add new tag, you select this, there's a whole array of options that are available. There's a universal analytics tag, which is basically our analytics tag that was available over there. Then apart from that, you have Google Ads, remarketing, Google Ads conversion tracking. Now you can see the first bucket is all about Google.
Yeah.
Then these are the third party tags that are available, and you can basically, so the idea is you place all your tags over here and you just install Google Tag Manager tag instead of the Google Analytics tag, same sort of JavaScript looking code over there into your website, and all tags are taken care of for you. So that's a sort of a gist that I gave about Google Tag Manager. Yeah, you would like to add something?
Yeah, so obviously Google Tag Manager can really simplify your life, but I think people should be aware of that even if they don't use the Tag Manager, there's things called pixel helpers. Facebook offers a pixel helper, which is a Chrome extension that you can install. It's also available on other browsers, obviously. And then whenever you enter your website, you can click the Facebook pixel helper and see if the pixel is implemented correctly and installed correctly. Obviously also Google the same thing. It's called also Google Tag Helper. So I use both of them. I just have them on my Chrome dashboard. And whenever I enter my own website, I make sure that both pixels are firing correctly.
Oh, okay. That's interesting.
Yes,
yeah, I think something to note down for everyone, like pixel helper and tag helper. To just see your installation is proper. Otherwise, you will end up saying,
yeah. This is also something that happens a lot to people. I see people asking, my pixel isn't firing, my events are wrong. I had 20 sales, but I didn't see them in the dashboard. And then I just ask them if they installed the pixel helper and they weren't aware of this option. And once they implement it, they see that the pixel wasn't firing at all. So using this option is highly crucial. And that's awesome, Nitin. And you mentioned before that you also use another platform, which is called the Sales IQ. You use it all for analytics and also for other purposes. So what are you doing with this?
So basically, Sales IQ is something, so obviously that the level of reporting that you get in analytics is really awesome. There's one thing that I find missing for an e-commerce store is basically a chat support. Like there's no free tool available for any e-commerce store where basically users can contact you, or you can basically, once they're landing on your website, you can contact your users to ask them like, do they need any help? Or generally you might not be reaching out to them, but users keep reaching out to you for some help. And that's where the Sales IQ comes in. So I have just switched my screen to Sales IQ's basically dashboard.
Uh-huh.
And this is basically an overview of my website, how many users are basically over there on my website and what they're currently doing. Obviously, currently it's our business website, so not much of an users. But I will show you one interaction quickly and how you will be able to get like how this sales IQ might be useful for e-commerce. So I will be just switching to another browser. Oh, here you see basically
already
from
people coming in from the podcast
yeah.
already.
So just one user just popped up right away and I am able to see like he has landed on my website. I can start interacting with him by clicking on over here and let's say hi. That's simple. You start interacting with your users. Now this thing is something basically once your users are on a checkout page and you can see they are stuck or they are trying to read something or they are going back to some pages, you can start, and this is a high value order you are speaking about. So you can start interacting with them. I will show you another thing. Basically, let me go to how the other end of the chat works.
Yeah.
So,
I just want to emphasize, people might think that having a chat is irrelevant because they have to put someone online all the time. So two things about this. Obviously, I think that at the beginning you can do your own support and just log in while you're working. You make sure that you are logged in and you offer support to buyers, and then you can speak with them and understand what are the problems and improve your funnel accordingly. And once you start scaling, I suggest that you can hire a VA, and probably the VA will cost about $4 or $5 each hour. And if it can improve your conversion by 1%, which is totally doable because for every 100 people, they probably can convert another one more person. So it's the ROI on this will be positive. So hiring someone to handle your chat support is probably a good thing
just
to do because I've tried,
sorry,
I've done
I
it.
think so. Yeah, this was a connection pop-up for me. I was just trying to do a demo. Sorry for that. But yeah, this is how basically, let's see, like this is how it starts looking.
Yeah, that's cool.
So yeah, go ahead. I think.
Okay, awesome. So yeah, as I said, I haven't used Sales IQ on myself, but Nitin is using it for a while and he says it's awesome. And as I said, chat can be an awesome solution to improve your ROI. And don't be hesitant to hire a VA that will handle your support. Obviously, it free up a lot of your time and obviously can also convert a lot of people.
Because so one thing just I would like to add over there, so in case you are aware about our users are aware about chatbots and they are a bit tech savvy, it's pretty easy to actually set up a chatbot. So you can just click over here. If you have certain kind of FAQs being asked over and over again or some shipping request, etc., that has been asked over and over again, you can just insert it in your chatbot and that will do it for you. And if the chatbot feels like he's not able to answer, he will start handing over the chat request to a VA or to you. So that's the main feature that you, for an e-commerce store, that can clear a lot of basically headache in terms of support. Even the email support will be a bit reduced because of this specific feature. So do try out basically creating a chatbot in this. It's pretty easy. As I said, for Google Analytics, help is available. For even this, there's a help available. So yeah, you guys can surely go ahead and try this out. And I think a bit of an AI to your website is always cool.
Yeah, I totally agree. Like, I mean, I use this as well, and I just put like, if someone has a question regarding the tracking or regarding how to make the payment or stuff like this, so you implement the bot, you teach the bot what exactly to answer, and if the customer isn't satisfied, you can direct them to a human customer support.
Yeah.
And just make sure that you don't that you do have a user on the human on the back end, because some customers, especially those that are not tech savvy and not young, if you have older audience, they don't really know how to handle the bot correctly and they might get annoyed. So
Yeah.
I suggest that you have someone on the other end of the screen that can really answer people that are encountering any problems.
Sure, that's a great point, yeah. So yeah, that's what we use. Like Sales IQ purpose is mainly for us, for our clients is basically chatbot, and then if needed, a handover to some of their VAs. And we have seen like a 5 to 10% increase with a proper implementation of chatbot for their web stores. And what I have seen is basically a lot of headache in terms of email support is gone. That's the use case that I would like to
Wow.
like show
Yeah.
to users for chatbot.
Yeah, this is obviously it's really important because some people they enter your website and then you see that they are looking for the tracking number and then they hit the contact us and they send you emails, and instead of creating so much friction, you can just answer all their questions in the chat and it will be more cost effective for you and also for the customer. They'll enjoy the
Yeah,
buying experience. So
and everyone has a limited bandwidth, right? Like there's so much we can do. So
yeah,
why not
yeah.
hand over to some
For sure,
some
for
bot?
sure. Yeah, I'm all about outsourcing, and if it's possible to outsource to a bot, it's even better.
Yeah.
Cool.
So that's a brief what the sales IQ can do for you. There's online documentation available where you can read more. But yeah, that's what I wanted to
Yeah,
cover on this podcast.
it, it seems amazing, and I'm definitely gonna check Sales IQ out on my own because I think it might be relevant. I'm currently using a different software. Anyway, we're gonna link in the show notes so people will be able to read more about Sales IQ and see what it offers and pricing plans related to this.
Yep.
It was awesome so far. Let's go on to like closing words. Any other suggestions or tips to our listeners based on your experience?
Yes. Yeah, so our demo part is done. I will just take the liberty to actually go ahead and stop sharing the screen. Just give me a sec over here. Okay, so one of the tips that I basically generally have for our clients is always incentivize your
You're
customers.
still sharing your screen, so just if you can close the screen sharing. Yeah, awesome. Now it's great.
So one of the tips that I basically share with our clients is always incentivize your customers. Like, so anyone with Prime, Amazon Prime account here will testify that incentivizing your customers works. It's a promotion of a faster delivery or a discount, like loyalty program for your VIP customers works, and basically it helps building a positive brand affinity and word of mouth promotion for an e-commerce store. So I think incentivizing your customers should be something that you should have in your top 5 marketing tricks over them.
Yeah, I agree. For me, I think sometimes you can incentivize with a really small, like a small gift or even a checklist that is relevant to their needs. Let's say someone buys a fishing product from you guys. So you can write on the product page that you're going to include a checklist for fishing or a checklist for stuff you need when you go fishing. This is one example. Another example, if someone buys a shirt, you can throw in a sticker which is relevant or a cap. It's probably going to cost you less money through AliExpress, and you can increase the price. So you're not competing on over the price. You created a whole offer, which is something we talk about a lot in our website. Once you add gifts, the pricing changes. You're no longer a commodity, and you can increase the pricing, and it's probably going to improve your conversion. So I definitely agree with that.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, awesome. So it was so much fun today. really valuable stuff. I mean, implementing Google Analytics is so important. Some people overlook it because they are afraid of using it, and obviously they don't know how to install this. I think it's pretty simple as soon as you just do it. And if you have any problems, obviously you can speak with a developer or find a plugin or an app that can do this for you. And once you start studying and how to use Google Analytics, it can really boost your conversion and ROIs. So thank you about that, Nitin. Where can people learn more about your company, contact you guys?
Sure. So basically, you can contact us on our website. Like the website address is www.global-visiontech.com. Or like if you want to speak to us, we are generally available for a free consulting call as well. So you can contact us on our mobile number. That is 1-307-529-0380. I will that 1-307-529-0380. We are available for a quick discovery call for you guys. Yeah, happy to help. It's
Awesome.
always good to hear some use cases.
Yeah. So obviously I'm going to share the number and the website also in the show notes. So no worries if anybody didn't get the numbers correctly. I've been with Nitin for a while now, and he has helped me a lot, even implementing stuff related to Google GTAG. So guys, if you have any problems, I suggest you contact Nitin or someone in his agency. I'm sure they can help you a lot.
Yeah, and I would like to add that it was a great podcast with you, Yahun, and I learned a lot. The use cases, etc., which are specific to your industry. I learned pretty nice use cases. Then the Google Pixel, Facebook Pixel Helper, and the Tag Manager. That's something to watch out for. I wasn't knowing about that, so yeah.
Okay.
It was great having conversation with you.
Okay, thank you very much, Nitin. It was awesome.
Thanks, Yahun. Bye.
Bye-bye.